Hey guys, Kimise, I'm back with another tips video. This is all about Monstrology. What's Monstrology in a nutshell? Monstrology is a feature where any wizard can collect and make cards of their favorite mobs. And they can use these cards in 3 different ways depending on which one they make. 1, they can create minions that they can pull up during fights and be able to use them in battle during duels. 1, they create some fun house skets to help the decoration and to make it look fun. And 3, they can make expulsion cards for specific mobs so they can kick them right out of the fight and win the fight. To make these cards, you're going to be collecting animus through duels by learning the Monstrology technique. And once you have collected enough animus on these mobs, and you can then make them to make whatever card of your choice. What type of Monstrology animus are out there? Well, there's a huge variety of Monstrology animus. You can get animus from undead, from gobblers, from manders, spiders, colossus, cyclops, golems, draconian, treants, imps, pigs, elephants, worms, dinos, parrots, insects, polar bears, and of course equines. Now, unfortunately, there's a whole lot that you can't get animus from. Like, for instance, you can't get them from crocs, can't get cows, dogs, cats, humans, crabs, platypus aren't available, neither are jaguars, no foxes, no koalas, no kangaroos, no mustaches, or some of those weird things in Novus, no lemurs, just to name a few. Now, the cool thing is that those categories that you can collect, bosses are included. So don't forget, you can actually create some bosses to fight alongside you. So, who can use animus? Really, any school can use animus, but animus are specifically, or should we say Monstrology is specifically native to the Myth School. What's great about the cards to fight along with the inside duels, they are 2-pip cards, much less than any minion you can summon on your own, no matter what school you happen to be about of. Now, if your school is not Myth, you can take advantage of this by either using a Myth Mastery Amulet or by setting your deck to Arch Mastery 1 Myth, and that allows you to take advantage of the 2-pip school and you'll be able to use power pips with these cards. But if you're a Myth, you can use this OP. That means you can summon up to 3 mobs to fight for you, 3 different mobs in any type of duel, which gives Myth a huge advantage when soloing alone. Monstrology tip 4, take advantage of animus multipliers. So there's a few ways to take advantage. 1, subscription bonus, or should we say member benefits. So if you're a member, and a lot of you who play a lot of Wizard101 are, take advantage of the double animus. The double animus shows up every so often and allows you to get double animus off of every mob. So for instance, you can usually pick up to 3 animus most mobs. So if you're in double animus, you can get 6 for that mob when you fight them. 2, you can use the triple animus elixir. Now that's fantastic. This is an elixir you can buy at the crown shop. It does cost some crowns, but it'll triple any of the animus you collect. So this can be a huge advantage when you're out there collecting animus. What's even better is these 2 benefits are both collectibles. So if you happen to be on a double animus weekend and you're farming animus, go ahead and buy that elixir and you can triple your double animus. So potentially, if you're fighting, let's say, a field guard, you can get 3 animus times 2 is 6 times 3 is 18 animus. Let me tell you, you can make a whole lot of cards very quickly with that type of multiplier. Monstrology rank matter in collecting animus, and absolutely it does. I highly recommend that if you have a starting wizard, when Monstrology opens up at level 12, go ahead and get the first spells and start collecting animus. 1, it allows you to go ahead and have additional minions to fight alongside you, and 2, it levels up with you as you collect more animus. So your animus rank, or should we say your Monstrology rank, coincides with the quality and the level of animus you can collect. So the higher level you are, the better mobs you can collect. And I'll tell you what, the higher the level of the mobs, they tend to be a little bit better fighters and a little bit more aggressive for you when you're fighting. So for instance, if you are in Chrysalis and would like great mobs to fight alongside you, you'll need to start in Wizard101, collect the types of mobs on your rank 1 Monstrology skill, and start leveling that up if you have a higher level wizard. Remember, XP is gained every time you fight mobs and gain animus. But if your rank is too high for a lower mob, you'll just collect the animus, you won't collect the XP. If you want to get XP, you got to continue to fight higher level mobs and go to those higher level worlds as you level up. Here's my list of my 5 favorite mobs to collect up through Chrysalis. Mob number 1, if you're just starting out, go to Wizard City, go down to the Haunted Cave and go find yourself some field guards. This is a fantastic entry-level mob to collect. One, they're Storm, so that they tend to be very offensive and very electric. Two, they're low enough level that you can collect this animus fairly quickly, even if you are a beginner. Yes, you heard me. Even if you are a beginner monstrologist, because they are undead. And guess what? The first monstrology spell you get is undead. Here's my list of my 5 favorite mobs to collect up through Chrysalis. Winter Tusk. Winter Tusk. There's a great mob that you can collect, and you need to get the Tree Ant mob collection. And then my favorite is the Winter Branch. Now, this is a great ice mob. You can collect these in Winter Tusk. They like to do tower shields. They like to set up blizzards. This is a solid mob to use almost all the way through the second arc. They can be very aggressive, very defensive, and they have some good health, especially in the first few worlds of the second arc. Here's my list of my 5 favorite mobs to collect up through Chrysalis. In Avalon, another treant that I like, and this is great because you don't have to collect another spell card. You can use the one that you used to collect in Winter Tusk, is the Wildfire treant. You can get these in the wild. Very offensive, fire-based. They tend to love to do AoEs. Also, they tend to love to do damage over time spells. And since it's a treant, you don't have to get another type of treant spell to get this. Here's my list of my 5 favorite mobs to collect up through Chrysalis. Other great mobs to collect prior to Chrysalis. Go to Azteca. Now, I'll be honest with you, any dino is well worth collecting, but specifically, especially early on, the Crazed Thunderhordes are a great one to grab because, one, they're right there at the beginning of Azteca, so you can start using them all the way through. They're fire, so they tend to be aggressive in offense, and they will attack with AoEs and with DOTs. Plus, since they do AoEs a lot, they tend to aggro those bosses to keep them off your back for a period of time. Here's my list of my 5 favorite mobs to collect up through Chrysalis. Yeah, one of the best cards to get when you get to Chrysalis is the Insect card. The Insect card will allow you to collect a huge variety of aggressive insect mobs that are really solid all the way through most of the third arc. One of my favorites of these is the Royal Guard. They are balanced, and they like to cast Raw. Now, Raw is a fantastic one because it's an AoE spell, so it hits all your opponent mobs. 2, it hits them with a weakness with that as well. And 3, since they're doing an AoE, they can tend to aggro the offending mobs you're fighting, and that takes the stress off your back. Good categories that are always solid to collect. 1, Undead. It's the first card you get, and you can collect Undead in every single world you're going about, so you can actually do fantastic Monstrology with just the Undead card, so don't sell it short. Treants are a favorite of mine. I just like them. Not to mention the Winter Branches, the Wildfire Treants, and several more all the way through Chrysalis will give you solid mobs that will be very aggressive and will fight for you. Once you finally get to Azteca and Chrysalis, don't sell short the dinos and the insectoids. The insectoids and the dinos are very large categories, lots of mobs, not only mobs but also bosses for you to collect and to use in your fights. And if you're that myth guy, don't forget you can like load up to 3 of these, and since they're only 2 pips a piece, you can have